Perhaps Yuri has a place she wants to go to. I'm pretty much fine with anything except any kind of formal places, if I could say it that way.
Formal places? Why is that?
It's just that I don't feel comfortable with it. There is really nothing else.
That's okay, I'm sure that Yuri will understand.
I'm not sure what he means by formal places. She is a very understanding person, it's admirable. Most people don't even make the effort to try.
Such people are nothing but meanies.
I agree with that. It's a common problem in my world, unfortunately. Most people there are too judgmental and demanding. Part of the reason why I became full of hatred once, if you remember us talking about it. This makes me really appreciate the Literature Club. And being with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that we have each other too. But things weren't always like that between us, you know.
Come to think of it, I don't really know anything that happened before the day you introduced me to the Literature Club. So what was it like before?
We would often get into arguments, mostly Natsuki and Monica. It was difficult for us to earn each other's trust and respect. But we grew and got to know each other more, and things started to get better for us. Sure, we still argue sometimes, but that's normal.
Our differences make us unique. If we were all the same, then there would be no point in talking to each other.
Yeah. Oh, we should get going. School's starting soon. And we have to eat breakfast before we go.
I'm not surprised that it's the first thing you remember to do before going out. After finishing our morning routine, we head to school and endure the long hours. I noticed that today's schedule is shortened due to the festival. Right, I completely forgot about it. I hope we're not too late.
We should be on time.
Can't really check that, I left my phone in my room. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. As we enter the room, we start hearing an argument between Monica and Natsuki.
And you haven't even told us about that? What if we wanted to plan something? Guys, what's going on?
We were the last ones to arrive, so Yuri must know what happened between the two of them. However, she looks away, giving me the sign that she doesn't want to talk about it.
Apparently, Monica forgot to tell us about the festival preparations. They were specifically made for clubs to showcase what they offer. We could have organized something.
You know, I think it's kind of funny that she's reacting this way because it's basically the opposite of how she reacted in the original game when she found out they were doing something for the festival. But at the same time, I feel like Natsuki is the kind of person who would do this. Like, if she said they were preparing something, she'd be mad about the preparations. If you didn't tell her, she'd be mad that you didn't tell her they were preparing things.
Look, I'm sorry about this. I had a lot of work to do and it wasn't easy. That doesn't excuse you. You're the club president. You should keep such important events on your mind. Natsuki, calm down. You don't know what it's like to be the president. Well, I could certainly do a better job than you. You could have just told us about this. Since you have so much work, we can prepare for the festival ourselves. But you couldn't even do that. I got caught up in a situation you probably can't even understand. And you have no idea what it's like for me. You think you're the only one with a difficult life. Just because we aren't club presidents doesn't mean we have it all easy. What could you possibly understand, Miss Perfect?
The more I listen to their argument, the more frustrated I become. The sense of anger and sadness is starting to take over my thoughts. Oh no, don't catch fire spontaneously. Enough! I think is what that said. Before it blinks away because auto and ink text boxes. Yeah! At the intensity of my frustration, the whole place felt like it was tearing apart. Can't we all just get along? Why should we argue like this? Why does it really matter? We're here to understand each other and help each other out. That's what the Literature Club is about. Sure, Monica could have told everyone about this, but does that really mean that we should blame her for it now? Have you all even thought about what we have we have between us here? There we go. We have trust. We are all friends. Do we really need to attract new members and turn against each other because of it? I just don't want us to argue like this. I stop talking and the emotions start to weaken. Yuri comes over to me and hugs me, trying to calm me down.
Brian is right. How can we even hope to get new members if we can't make out with each other right now?
If we can't make out with each other? I'm sure she doesn't mean it in, like, that sense. Our eyes land on Yuri and seemingly she noticed it.
Sorry, I didn't want to yell like that.
No, please continue. Please continue talking about making out with each other. Yuri takes a deep breath and continues where she left off.
Do you remember the first time I walked into this club? I was really shy. I had no idea what to expect from it, but I thought that it could be a place where I could open myself a little more. Nobody should be judged because of who they are. That's what you told me. And thanks to you, I felt less and less insecure each day I came here after school. So please, don't fight like that. Like Varian said, we are all friends and we should support each other. I'm fine with our club remaining small. Maybe it's even better if it's that way. Who needs a lot of club members if we are all comfortable with the way we are now?
The whole room falls into silence, most likely with everyone having mixed feelings about this. Yuri returns to her seat. It's visible to me that she still feels a little awkward.
Monica, I'm sorry. It wasn't right to yell at you like that. I understand. I should have told you all about this. It is my fault. But Varian and Yuri are right. We shouldn't go at each other's throats like that. We should cherish what we have and how far we've come as a club.
Yuri steps in front of us, and we all wait to hear what she has to say.
I felt so much happier after we all got along. The truth is, I was all alone before I joined the club. Varian and I weren't talking to each other as much as we do now. I had pretty much nothing to do every day. Oh, but then I met Monica in this classroom and gave her a club a chance. She helped me escape from the loneliness, and then I met you all. You really mean a lot to me, guys.
I did not expect her to make a speech like that. She's wonderful, really a lot. Thank you, Sayori. You said it very well. I have nothing more to add to it. We should put this behind us and forgive each other. I believe that neither one of us wants this to go on any longer than it already has.
I forgive you, Monica. I forgive you, too. And thank you, Varian, Yuri, and Sayori.
Well, that was unexpected, but in all honesty, I had my assumptions about it. After the situation got better, we all returned to our seats.
Varian, are you feeling any better?
I am, thanks to you. Maybe I should have told you earlier that I have anger issues. I couldn't bring myself to do nothing and say nothing when they were arguing like that. But there is one thing I want to know. Did you feel that tremble back then or not?
I did. What was that?
It may be that this world is somehow reacting to my emotions, or I subconsciously did something that caused it.
I thought I was the only one who felt it. It was kind of scary.
Well, I can't exactly guarantee that it will never happen again, but it doesn't seem to be dangerous at all. Anyway, should we talk to Yuri about what we planned?
I just wanted to ask you that.
I'll take that as a yes. We approach Yuri, who is seemingly buried in her book. She doesn't notice us coming.
Yuri! I didn't see you there, sorry. What do you need from me?
We wanted to ask you if you're free after this.
Yeah, I am. Why are you asking? We thought that we could go somewhere together. Go somewhere together? Why would you want to go with me? Well, you seem to feel lonely. I don't mean that in the bad way. I really want to spend some time with you. Come on, it's gonna be fun.
Besides, you have nothing on your schedule after this, like you said, right?
Yeah. We can go anywhere you want. Except for any formal places. Huh?
That's because of me. I don't feel comfortable being in any. I told that to Sierra before, so she already knows.
Oh, okay. I do have one place in mind that isn't formal. It's a restaurant not so far from here. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Well, I don't. But that comes as no surprise.
Are you sure that you don't remember?
I'm more than sure that I can't remember. Yuri looks at me with a confused look on her face while Sayori knows exactly why.
Oh, of course. How could I forget that? Don't worry, you're not the only one.
This makes explaining a lot easier than it would be if they had no idea that both of them know about who I really am. Yeah, the exact same thing happened to Sayori not so long ago. But if we ever want to go there again, I will flawlessly remember it. Count on that.
You have photographic memory on top of everything else?
No, but when I enhance my focus, I can remember anything from my life with perfect clarity. So, kind of, yes. You could say that's even better than a photographic memory.
That's incredible, Varian.
It sure is useful, and the best thing about it is that I can do that only when I strengthen my focus. That prevents me from remembering anything I don't want to remember. Well, humans can already do that. It's called compression.
I wish I could have that. Yeah, school would be so easy with it. I could just read everything and then remember during a test. Full score would be a piece of cake for me.
Except that with such an ability you could do much more than just graduate. It was necessary for me to develop immunity against all manipulation and control. If anyone got my power, who knows what they would do with it?
There are others like you who can use these powers.
My powers are unique, but a lot of people from my world are capable of using powers of their own too. Fortunately, I'm the most powerful person known to our world. All people there could go against me, and I would still manage to outpower them without breaking a sweat.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, that explains why most people are just afraid of me. But it makes me really glad that you guys are not, for some reason. Even some of my friends say that they can't help but feel a little afraid when I'm around them. Despite the fact that I'm not a bad person, I wouldn't use these powers to harm anyone who doesn't deserve it. Unfortunately, you can say what you want, but as long as you are powerful, some people will always fear you.
Oh, you don't have to worry, Borean. We aren't afraid. You are a wonderful person.
I can't help but shed a tear after she says that.
You've been really nice to us. Why should we fear you? And if you wanted to hurt us, you would have done so already.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you both a lot. This means more to me than you can imagine. Being around people who don't see you as a danger to them feels really nice. Time passes by and we are on our way home to prepare. On the way to the restaurant, I look around to memorize as much as I can when I'll need to. I sit next to Sayori while Yuri sits in front of us.
Wow, this place looks so much better than I remember.
I like it as well, and not that many people are here. We will probably get to our order fast.
Yeah, and they cook really well too. It's my favorite restaurant from around here. I have no doubts that their food is delicious.
I chuckle at my thought. Is there any food in the world that you don't find delicious?
Meanie. Sayori finds everything delicious as long as it's food. I can't help it. I enjoy eating too much. What will you guys order? Don't worry, all of it will be on me.
Are you sure that you have enough?
I brought enough money, believe me.
Just in case, I could pay half of the bill. It's fair that way, and for some reason people in your world pay with the same currency as people from mine. And I have quite a lot with me as well.
That's quite the coincidence. Anyway, what will you order? I think I'll go with miso soup. And you, Borean?
Well, I have a hard time recognizing most of these, but I see that they have spaghetti, one of my favorites, so I could go with that.
Okay, and I'll have...
She looks at the menu for a while before choosing. That's exactly what I expected from her.
There's so much to choose from. Oh, they have fries with fish. I think I'll order that.
Good choice. You mean fish and chips? Yeah, whatever. The waiter comes to us and we order the meal. I guess it's only fish and chips in Britain, huh?
Borean, I have a question for you. What is your world like?
That's pretty sudden. Where would I even begin? It doesn't look that much different from yours. The main difference is that most people there wield powers. I think your powers are unique. Whatever. One would say that it could be dangerous for many people to have such powers, but it's quite the contrary. Hardly anyone uses abilities for evil deeds. And even if there were cases like that, I could easily fight off such people. Maybe I'm part of the reason why it's so uncommon.
You're saying that a lot of people can have powers. Is it possible for us to learn it too?
Well, anything can be done with will, even the impossible. When you put a lot of effort to it, that's when you have the chance to change fates. Will is actually the source of our power, and perhaps the reason why I'm the strongest is because I have the strongest will. I believe that the will of resistance is the most powerful. Who knows, maybe one of you has that type of will, or maybe both of you have it, and you have yet to find out.
How would you describe a will of resistance?
I think I know how I can explain it to you. Have you ever had any issues with your parents where they would just try to enforce a rule onto you?
Well, mostly when I was little, as far as I remember. My parents always did that to me. I was very naughty as a kid. But sometimes I felt like it was unfair.
In that case, you might have felt the urge to just stand up to them. Someone with a will of resistance is not afraid to that, no matter who they have to oppose. They pursue their desire, and if something is standing in their way, they will fight against it until they succeed. If I want to do something, I do it efficiently, and that's how I would describe this will.
Well, wouldn't that make you a bit disobedient?
Not just a bit, Sayori. I refuse to be told what to do, but only as long as I'm unwilling to do it. You really don't have to worry that I would be completely oblivious to what others tell me. Anyway, what I want to say is that you may be able to learn to use powers like me. If you're really willing to do it, then I believe that you're able to.
That would be so awesome! I can protect you if I got them!
Haha, I don't need to be protected, Sayori, but I appreciate how thoughtful you are.
It sure would be useful to have something like that. I wonder what all sorts of powers are out there.
They usually divide to defensive, offensive, and supportive powers. But with a strong enough will, you can make anything happen. Something like traveling to another world drains a lot of energy from you. Most people can't even do it with their energy, and I can only make 3 crosses before having to rest. That aside, it really fascinates me how you're both open to talk about this. It must still feel strange.
Yeah, I've never heard of such a thing until you told me. But I know that it's true, I've seen it myself. And if the person with such powers is you, then I don't have to feel insecure to talk about it. I agree. You made me feel better about myself when I showed you my problem. Yuri, you're going for something too. Yeah, I am. And I don't think I'm ready to share it with anyone else beside Barian. It's okay, take your time. Tell me when you feel like you are ready to talk about it. Thank you.
You're both very understanding. That's what I admire about you. It's nice when someone doesn't push you when you are facing a difficult situation.
I want everyone to be happy. If Yuri feels better when she keeps it a while longer, then I'm okay with that. Because I know what it's like to hide a serious problem. And you shared it with me. I feel guilty for not doing the same right now. Yuri, I really don't mind. You don't have to feel bad because you need more time. I'm sure that even Lorian agrees.
She's right. Even if I had to,
No, you were right to do that. Who knows what could have happened if you went or wouldn't have done so. What are you guys talking about? Barian told me to not hide my secret from him, but that's because he knew about it already. He knew about my secret too. Barian, what all do you really know about us?
I'm not all-knowing. You don't have to worry about that. But I know more than I can tell you. If I told you everything, it could have a bad effect on you. And I really don't want to risk that. I value you too much for that.
Okay, I understand. You might just be right. Sometimes it's better if we don't know something. Being oblivious has its advantages, and it helps your mind to be at ease. But I'm more worried about you. Knowing something like that could have a bad impact on your mental health.
There is nothing you have to be concerned about. I'm highly stable in my mental health. That's why I break down sometimes and have nightmares. Where most people would break down from the pressure, I stand my ground with ease. It's very useful for the situation I'm currently in. But despite that, it still makes me feel much better to know that you two are willing to fight against your problems.
I promised you that I would do my best.
You know that you should do it for yourself and not for me. But if doing it for me helps you, then I don't mind.
I can understand why, because I feel the same way. There is no way I would try to do something against my problem if it wasn't for you. You told me that it's never too late, and I can't forget that.
Well, as long as you both feel fine, then that's what matters. Even if you're doing it for me more than for yourselves. I don't want to push you to change that if you feel like that's what can help you.